Good morning, Larimer County, and welcome to our February 6, 2024 Administrative Matters meeting. I'll call this meeting to order at 9:02 a.m., and if you would be so kind as to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. My name is John Kafalis, Commissioner from District 1. I'm joined by my Commissioner colleagues Kristen Stevens, residing in District 2, and Jody Sheddock McNally from the southern one-third of the county, residing in District 3. We also have Tessa from the Clerk and Recorder's Office, who is here to take notes and record the meeting, a public meeting, of course, and our County Manager, Lorenda Volker, and then two folks from our Commissioner's Office, Tom and Sarah. Thank you all for being here. As folks know, we typically start with public comment. There are two people who are signed up for public comment this morning, and I believe those two folks know the routine. Cindy, if you would be kind enough to come on up, please identify yourself for the record. I think we have your last name spelled properly these days, and you have about 3 minutes.
Cindy Buckhart, Larimer County 4-H Foundation President. As you know, the Larimer County Health Department has given its permission for a bake sale. So today, let's talk about bake sales. A bake sale is the best place for a community event. Daniel Gifford wrote about the history of philanthropy for this Smithsonian institution, and he estimates that bake sales have existed in some form for the entirety of American history. As recent as November 1st, 2023, the Martha Stewart publication was quoted as saying, "Who doesn't love a bake sale? It's fun and a delicious way to fundraise." Laura Shapiro, a food historian and author, stated that after the American food industry emerged as a corporate force in the early 20th century, Americans began to distrust food that didn't come packaged with a nutrition label. She is critical of thinking, which seems to be that a packaged chocolate chip cookie is preferable to a homemade one, not on the basis of taste, texture, or the quality of the ingredients, but because it came from a factory and has a nutrition label. It is said that encouraging youth to see processed food as superior to home-baked goods will actually encourage obesity. Banning bake sales will do nothing to fight childhood obesity and only succeeds in teaching our children that junk food is healthier for them than foods cooked at home, a policy that encourages a lifetime of bad eating habits. 4-H was founded with agriculture, food production, and food preparation in mind. To say that it should now abandon those roots to keep up with the times is contrary to its mission. Did you know that bake sales are legal in New York, including New York City, Ohio, Oregon, Texas, and even California, just to name a few states? In most states, their only stipulation for a bake sale is that the baked goods must be sold directly to the consumer, which is how the Larimer County 4-H Foundation Bake Sale is conducted. The 65th Annual Larimer County Carnival and Bake Sale is the fundraiser for Larimer County 4-H Foundation. This fundraiser supports youth enrolled in Larimer County 4-H through educational programs, project workshops, competitions and contests, leadership and citizenry education, member and leader recognition, and scholarships for post-secondary education. This year, 24 post-secondary scholarships will be awarded thanks to this fundraising effort. Youth learn about community responsibility and volunteerism through a bake sale. The Larimer County 4-H Foundation Bake Sale will bring the community of Larimer County together to celebrate their favorite baked goods, a long-standing tradition. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Next, who has signed up is Chris Eichenberg. Chris, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here. I'm Reverend Chris Eichenberg in this capacity. I have Roar Ministries, and I'm asking this body this morning to please grant me the authority and the permission over principalities and powers in high places to accept my ministry into your county so that I may preach the word of God to every living creature in every city, every state, but specifically in Fort Collins because I live in Larimer County. I ask for that authority to be able to do so. And it says in the Word of God to ask your authorities to be able to do so. And I've never seen a pastor do that. So I'm asking you, out of kindness, to please allow me the authority to be able to preach the Word of God into your county and to take authority over those principalities and powers that would prevent kindness, goodness, and it would thwart evil in not just everything in the county that is involved, but all the agencies that I may pray for your people. I ask that of you. It's a simple yes or no, if you would allow me that authority. And then I have one more thing after that. So can you please give me a yes or a no that I have your permission to do this? To preach the Word of God in your county and take the authority over those principalities and powers that are not helping you get what you want done in this county. And to bless these people that you have and that you rule over.
Chris, are you done with your 3 minutes? If we can comment afterwards if we choose
okay.
to.
I wasn't sure. The other is that I wanted to give you this USB. You know why, but I want to give you this USB. I did send you a letter. You can share it with them as in regards to it, but this USB needs to be listened to, and I'm going to give it to you to do what you need to do with it. Thank you.
And Chris, may I ask you to pass it on to Sarah? And Sarah is an extremely trustworthy person, and she will make sure that I receive it. Thank you very much. Well, is there anyone else who is here present in person who may not have signed up on the clipboard sign-up sheet who wishes to offer public comment? Sarah, is there anyone who may have called in and wishes to offer public comment?
No, Commissioner.
All right. Then we will close the public comment period and move on to our next agenda item, which is approval of the minutes. And let's start with Commissioner Shattuck McNally, please.
Certainly, Mr. Chair. I move to approve the minutes for the week of January 29th, 2024.
Thank you, Commissioner. That's a proper motion. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That passes 3-0. We now move on to upcoming schedule review, and I believe we're looking at the next 2 weeks for the commissioners. Sarah, you're on.
We'll start with the draft of the Commissioner schedule for February 12th through the 16th, 2024. On Monday, February 12th, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Commissioners Stevens and Shattuck McNally will attend the National Association of County Legislative Conference in Washington, D.C. From 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., Commissioners Kafalas and Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Behavioral Health Technical Advisory Committee meeting. From 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., Commissioners Kafalas and Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Behavioral Health Consumer Advisory Committee meeting. From 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the Forest Health Council Leveraging Resources Committee meeting. On Tuesday, February 13th, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Commissioners Stevens will attend the National Association of Counties Legislative Conference in Washington, D.C. From 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally will attend the Loveland Urban Renewal Authority Board meeting at the Loveland City Council Chambers at 500 East 3rd Street in Loveland. From 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m., Commissioner Kafalas will attend the Environmental and Science Advisory Board meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be in the Lake Estes Conference Room on the 3rd floor or virtually via Zoom. On Wednesday, February 14th, from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., Commissioner Kafalas will attend the Workforce Development Board meeting at the Larimer County Loveland campus at 200 Peridot Avenue in Loveland. From 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual National Association of Counties Energy, Environment, and Land Use meeting. From 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m., there will be a Commissioner/Planning Commission work session. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be in the hearing room on the first floor or virtually via Zoom. On Thursday, February 15th, from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., Commissioner Kafalas may attend the Housing Catalyst Board of Commissioners meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be at the Housing Catalyst at 1715 West Mountain Avenue in Fort Collins or virtually via Zoom. From 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual Counties and Commissioners Acting Together Governing Board meeting. From 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual North Front Range Metropolitan Planning Organization Finance Committee meeting. From 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Estes Valley Planning Committee meeting. From 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may attend the Land Stewardship Advisory Board meeting in the Lake Loveland Conference Room on the second floor. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., Commissioners Kafalas and Stevens will attend Love in Action fundraiser at the Foothills Unitarian Church at 1815 Yorktown Avenue in Fort Collins. On Friday, February 16th, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual Middle Income Housing Authority Board meeting. From 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., the Commissioners may participate in the virtual Colorado Counties, Inc. Legislative Briefing meeting. From 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioners will attend the Behavioral Health Director Candidates Meet and Greet in the hearing room on the first floor. And for February 19th through the 23rd, 2024, on Monday, February 19th, from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., county offices will be closed in observance of the President's Day holiday. From 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally will attend the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution Student Recognition and Patriotic Tea at the Grace Community Church at 240 Barbary Place in Loveland. On Tuesday, February 20th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., there will be an Admin Matters meeting in the hearing room on the first floor. From 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may attend the Community Corrections Advisory Board meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be at Powderhorn Conference Room at 2307 Midpoint Drive in Fort Collins or virtually via Zoom. From 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m., there will be administrative direction to county management in the Sprague Lake Conference Room on the second floor. From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., Commissioner Kafalas will attend the LaPorte Planning Advisory Committee meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be in the Lake Estes Conference Room on the third floor or virtually via Zoom. On Wednesday, February 21st, from 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., there will be a work session with Laura Walker, Human and Economic Health Services Director, in the Commissioners' Conference Room on the second floor. From 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., there will be a work session with Lori Hodges, Director of the Office of Emergency, in the Commissioners' Conference Room on the second floor. From 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioners may attend the Veterans Together meeting in the Boyd Lake Conference Room on the first floor. From 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., Commissioner Kafalas will meet with the Associated Students of Colorado State University Executive Cabinet at the Laurie Student Center at 1101 Center Avenue Mall in Fort Collins. On Thursday, February 22nd, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Commissioners may participate in the Colorado Counties, Inc. Steering Committee meetings. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be at 800 Grant Street, Suite 500 in Denver, or virtually via Zoom. From 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., Commissioner Kafalas will host a community conversation for the Red Feather Lakes community at 58 Firehouse Lane. In Red Feather Lakes, guests and topic of discussion will be announced prior to the meeting. From 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., Commissioner Kafalas will attend the Red Feather Lakes Planning Advisory Committee meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be at 44 Firehouse Lane in Red Feather Lakes or virtually via Zoom. From 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally will attend the Regional Opioid Abatement Council meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be in the Boyd Lake Conference Room on the third floor or virtually via Zoom. From 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual Colorado Department of Transportation Non-Attainment Area Air Pollution Mitigation Enterprise meeting. From 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioners Kafalas and Shattuck McNally will attend the Kids Pack launch event at 250 West 69th Court in Loveland. From 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may attend the Open Lands Advisory Board meeting at the Larimer County Loveland campus at 200 Peridot Avenue in Loveland. From 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., commissioners may attend the Counties and Commissioners Acting Together all-member meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it's at 110 16th Street Mall, number 1400 in Denver, or virtually via Zoom. On Friday, February 23rd, from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual Colorado Department of Human Services Trails Executive Steering Committee meeting. From 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally will participate in the virtual Forest Health Council Legislative Committee meeting. And from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., commissioners may attend the Colorado Counties, Inc. Steering Committee meetings. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be at 800 Grant Street, Suite 500 in Denver, or virtually via Zoom.
Thank you, Sarah. Colleagues, do you have any questions, comments, observations regarding the schedule? Commissioner Stevens?
Yeah, I have one addition. So on the 18th, which is, I think, a Sunday, I'll be speaking at BookFest, introducing the One Woman Act play that's going to, one woman play, I guess it is, called Good Actors, for BookFest for Poudre Libraries. So, and that's at the Laurie Student Center.
Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you, Sarah, for all your work, and Melissa and Brenda. You guys do a lot to wrangle our schedules. I, on February 12th, will not be attending the 12 to 1 the Forest Health Council Lever resources, because I'm going to turn my attention to focusing at the rest of the afternoon at the at our NACO meeting, and also the other ones I will be at in the morning. And then also I'm also attending, I hadn't just put on my calendar, on Thursday the 15th, the Love and Action fundraiser at the Unitarian Church. And I think that's all I have for now.
Thank you. Thanks, Commissioners. I'm good with what you shared, so thank you very much, Sarah. And before we move on to the consent agenda, I must apologize once again. I neglected to allow my Commissioner colleagues to offer any response to the two folks who offered public comment. I think I did that last week. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. In any event, if either of you wishes to respond to what we heard this morning, this is the opportunity. I believe, Commissioner Stevens, you'd like to?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for your public comment this morning. Appreciate that. And to Chris, Reverend Chris, I would just say that our First Amendment guarantees the right to freedom of religion, and certainly we uphold the Constitution around here. So thank you.
Thank you. Anything, Commissioner Shattuck McNally?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to thank everyone for coming and making public comment. We appreciate the engagement from members of our county, or residents of our county, and I was just going to echo the same thing as Commissioner Stevens says about freedom of religion and freedom of speech, and so that's the only comments I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll just say that regarding the 4-H bake sale matter, trying to find a way to resolve the issues, and so we are aware of these issues, and certainly appreciate Cindy's passion and vigilance. I think you've been here now for the last half dozen or so administrative matters meetings, so thank you for that. And regarding Chris, I'm aware of the USB port, so I will follow up accordingly. I know the information that's on there, and I will share it accordingly and properly. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the consent agenda. And just a quick comment regarding the consent agenda. These are matters that are generally routine in nature, administrative. We typically approve the consent agenda as a group, all of the various items. A commissioner can pull something off of the consent agenda, and if so, then we would have more discussion about that particular item. But again, these are typically administrative things. There's no contentiousness that we're aware of regarding these matters, and all the details are in these agreements and miscellaneous items, etc., are located on the website. So with that, I'll go through the consent agenda. It's not too long. The first item on the consent agenda for February 6, 2024 is an agreement, Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, WIOA, a memorandum of understanding between our Larimer County Economic and Workforce Development Department and the Job Corps Services that's done by an organization called Equus Workforce Solutions. There is no dollar amount, and the terms of this agreement are from October 1st of 2023 to June 30th of 2024. The next category on the consent agenda is appointments. There are two appointments. Actually, one is to rescind the appointment, an appointment to the Planning Commission, Mr. Gary Green, and that's the recommendation. The second is a recommended midterm appointment to the Red Feather Lakes Community Library Board of Trustees, Patrice Deem. Her term, she's to fulfill an unexpired term up there, and it goes from February 6th, today, ending December 31st, 2026. We next move on to a category of liquor licenses, and there is one item listed there, and this is a notice of hearing, Horsetooth Canyon Grill LLC, doing business as the Horsetooth Canyon Grill. There will be a hearing scheduled before the commissioners, I believe, in the coming weeks. So, moving on. Miscellaneous, there are 12 items listed under miscellaneous. There are two that are not stipulations. The first item is a warranty memorandum for Pathways Hospice Site Plan Landscaping. This is 20-Zone 2685, and basically this is a warranty memorandum between the commissioners, the county, and the Pathways Hospice, a 2-year warranty period regarding all improvements required to be constructed pursuant to the development agreement that's already begun on January 17th and expires on January 17th of 2026. The second miscellaneous item is Colorado Department of Transportation certification of road mileage for Larimer County. So we basically submit all the number of miles that we have in Larimer County. Our engineering department does this, and we certify that mileage on a form, and this will help inform how much the county receives to do road maintenance and other kinds of work through the Highway Users Trust Fund, which is a fund that generally comes from paying taxes on gasoline and things of that nature. So that's the second. The next 10 items are stipulations, and they are all for tax year 2023. A stipulation is where the property owner and the assessor's office they come to an agreement regarding an adjustment to the value of the property, and all of these 10 stipulations are for tax year 2023. And again, the details are on the website, and you'll be happy to know I'm not going to go through each one of those items. That is the consent agenda for this morning. Colleagues, do either of you wish to remove an item from the consent agenda? I see Commissioner Stevens nodding her head, and as well as Commissioner Shattuck McNally. Therefore, I will ask for a motion. Commissioner Stevens, would you be kind enough to do that?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I move to approve the consent agenda for February 6, 2024.
Thank you. That's a proper motion. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes 3-0. Okay, we now come to commissioners' guests, and thank you, Elizabeth, for being here. We have our first guest is the 2024 Miss Loveland Valentine, Michaela Lane, and I believe we'll have her chaperone, Norma Jean, come on up with Michaela. Her mom is here, and if she's probably more comfortable sitting there so she can take pictures. But I think, Norma Jean, if you would be gracious enough, I'm sure you will be, to introduce our guest, and then it'll be great to hear from Michaela.
Thank you for having us.
Michaela.
I'm Norma Jean Goodhart. I am the chaperone for Miss Loveland Valentine. I want to read the cachet that's on the official Valentine. When you send your Valentines to, you put them in the proper box and they go to the Chamber of Commerce, where the stampers are putting on the cachet for your Valentine and the official cancellation. This year it reads, "We are on our annual mission, promoting love as is our tradition. Love is our message, hearts are our brand. Happy Valentine's Day from the city of Loveland." This has been a tradition over 70 years, and the Miss Valentine is number 62 that we've had. And so she is always a senior girl, and this year she's from Loveland High School, daughter of Stephanie and Corey Lane. She has a sister, Tegan, okay. Michaela was born in Loveland. She attended Mary Blair Elementary School and Con Ball Middle School. She's on the student council as well as some other clubs from the school. Okay. She plans to attend the University of Wyoming, by the way, and she wants to major in hospitality. So let me have Michaela come to the podium, and she will give her 3-minute speech on Loveland, my community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Norma Jean, and welcome, Michaela.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm Michaela. They say that home is where the heart is, and for most people that consists of 4 walls and a welcome mat. But for me, it's my community. Loveland to me is my home, the place where I was born, the place where I grew up. It is the place that has brought me so much love, joy, and safety over these last 18 years. No matter where my life takes me, Loveland will always be my home. When I think of Loveland, Colorado, I remember the joy of spending my summers going to the sculpture park with my family and riding the train with my older sister. I remember the 4th of July going to Lake Loveland and setting up folding chairs to watch the best fireworks in the state. In the fall, my family would go to pick out our pumpkins to carve at the Osborne Farm and go to watch the corn roast parade. Loveland makes me think of Christmas time, walking through the winter wonder lights in Santero with my best friends, drinking warm hot chocolate. Then we'd go ice skating, and I'd always have to push around the little walkers that look like trash cans because I still to this day cannot figure out how to ice skate. Loveland to me is driving down Highway 34, reading all the names and messages on the hearts that fill the streets around Valentine's Day. It's celebrating all things love in the Sweetheart City Festival at the Sweetheart City Festival in downtown, where the community comes together to enjoy live music, great food, art, and interactive activities. The thing that I love about Loveland, Colorado is no matter what season you're in, whether it be spring, summer, fall, or winter, you'll never run out of things to do. There's always something so unique that makes our community stand out from neighboring communities. I have so much love and respect for our hometown. This beautiful town, nestled against the Rocky Mountains, has been my sanctuary, playground, and inspiration. Seeing the breathtaking mountain landscape in my background on my way to school every day gives me so much joy. Loveland has helped shape my experiences and values and has been the root of who I am today. The people in a community are what make it extraordinary. There's so much wonderful tradition, history that pours into this town. Loveland has taught me the value of unity and the strength that lies in diversity. Loveland is a city of love that pours so much love into everyone living here. I've never met a more connected community that I would consider not only my neighbors, but my family. The people here have shown me that a simple act of kindness can turn a day around. I've been touched by the countless acts of generosity, from shared home-cooked meals to words of encouragement when times were hard. I see that goodwill everywhere here in Loveland. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than the most heartfelt city in the world, Loveland, Colorado. Thank you.
Thank you very much, McKaylee. Well said. I think this would be a great time if my colleagues wish to make some comments and have a bit of a dialogue. Then we'll take pictures. Oh goodness, thank you. Oh my. Yes, let's wait a moment and we'll let these folks position themselves where they'd like to be. Yes, Commissioner Shattuck McNally, please.
If Kaylee and her wonderful chaperone would just stay at the podium, we'd like to make some comments to you. And if you wouldn't mind, that would be wonderful. It's great to have you here. I was really looking for this today, and I appreciate the wonderful gifts. I knew what was on this card because I've bought a few and sent them myself. It's wonderful to see the Larimer County. I live very like a mile south of that open space, but our Larimer County open space, the Devil's Backbone, which is one of our beloved open spaces that Larimer County owns and maintains, is on the front of the card this year. So very excited that it's one of our open spaces on the front of the card. So I wanted to say that was exciting to have that because it is kind of a recognizable icon for Larimer County. So just really excited about that. And it helps folks maybe learn a little bit more about some of the things that Larimer County is doing. And I wanted to say, I've known my family, my children, all three went to Thompson School Districts, and so we've known several of the wonderful Loveland Valentines over the years. They've gone to school with my kids, and some of my friends' daughters. So I just have to say, I know what a rigorous experience that is to go through all of that. All amazing folks, and I just want to say congratulations and thank you for representing Loveland so well. And I know you're going to go down to the Capitol and do other things, and just really appreciate what an ambassador you are for our county. I'm sorry I will miss some of the sweetheart things this weekend. I will be in Washington, D.C. for the legislative conference. It always seems to be over near Valentine's Day, which is always unfortunate. I've missed some Valentine's Day with my family for the last 3 years, but it's worth it because we get a lot of work done. But I love your speech, and I agree. We have so much to celebrate and love about our area, and just thank you for being here today and speaking so eloquently about what a special place Loveland is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner. Commissioner Stevens?
Yeah, just McKaylee, really nice to meet you. Thank you, Norma Jean, for being being here with her, and just really did appreciate your essay that you wrote about Loveland. I think it really encapsulates, the beauty and the special place that Loveland is. So I was really, as you were talking, I was, thinking about all the places, that I've been to all those places too. It's not my hometown, but it is a very special place. And so I really thank you for your words and your, as Commissioner Shattuck McNally said, your representation of Loveland across the city and county and across the state, honestly. So, and then just wanted to wish you the best of luck in college. It seems like you're going to be very successful in whatever you do. So congratulations on being named Miss Loveland Valentine, and good luck with everything that happens in your future.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I guess it's my turn. and then we'll pause for a moment and take a picture. I want to reaffirm what my colleagues have said, and I just appreciate your presence here, McKaylee. We often deal with a lot of tough issues, and you actually have succeeded in, at least for me, bringing a little ray of joy. So thank you for that. Um, I suspect we could all agree that we need more love and kindness in the world, and you certainly exemplify that very much as a high school senior at Loveland High School. And I don't know, just appreciate that you folks are here, and appreciate Norma Jean. I think you've been a chaperone, maybe not for the entire time that Miss Loveland Valentine has been around, but a long time, I think, and appreciate that your mom is here. And I like the little hearts. My 6-year-old granddaughter will be very happy. I'll demonstrate some kindness by sharing these hearts with her.
Awesome.
So thank you. We'll pause for a moment, and if you folks are okay, we'll do a picture and all that.
Okay, they're going
Thank
to do
you.
a picture.
Okay.
And then you probably have to get back to class, don't you?
Yep.
Her teachers would enjoy that.
Thank you. We just took a 5-minute pause from our administrative matters meeting. It was great to have our picture taken with the folks from Loveland. We're very grateful for them and what they represent, all of them. We have another person who is a guest, a commissioner's guest, not listed on the uh, the agenda. I'd like to invite our Larimer County Clerk and Recorder, Tina Harris, to come on up, and perhaps Commissioner Shattuck McNally, I believe she's your guest. Maybe you could cue things up a tiny bit.
Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have invited Tina Harris to be a guest today, and she is here to kind of share about a few bills for the election session, the elections this session, and she wants to talk about community engagement, especially hosting an I Voted sticker contest for the high schoolers this year, which is really interesting, and I thought we'd all like to hear about that. I was actually really excited about that, to hear about how we can engage our youth in our elections. So welcome, Tina, and appreciate you coming this morning.
Well, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here today because, there's all this community engagement going on, and we thought we would, this is one of our goals this year, especially with the 3 elections that are coming our way. We really want to engage the community. And so my team came to me, and we're going to host our first ever, the clerk's office is going to host our first ever I Voted sticker design contest for Larimer County High School students, grades 9 through 12. And this is available or open to public schools, private, and home schools. And so designing a new I Voted sticker, which is given to every voter who receives a ballot in Larimer County, is a unique opportunity for creative civic engagement. And we are very excited about that, to collaborate with the high schools in our community and see students' outstanding art. And so the winner's artwork will be featured as the I Voted sticker used in the 2024 general election. And entries can be either digital or print, and are due by 5 p.m. on March 22nd. And so after an internal review of the clerk's office, the Larimer County residents will have an opportunity to vote for the winner. So that will be open to the community to vote for those stickers, or the winner of that contest. And so one of the things that we will have, currently we do have, for more details, we have a website already created, a webpage, and it's larimer.gov, I Voted sticker. Go out there. All the details are out there for everyone, including the date that the dates the polls will be open for that sticker contest and when the winner will be announced. We anticipate that the dates the polls will be open will be April 8th through the 12th. And we will announce the winner on Friday, April 19th. And so the winner will receive a sheet of those their artwork, the I Voted stickers, so that they can share with their family and friends. So it's very exciting.
Yes, it is very exciting. Thank you for sharing that. And I think it's great that anything we can do to increase community engagement and certainly youth participation and inspire folks to participate in the elections. I mean, that's really exciting and important. I jumped ahead, colleagues. Do you have any questions or comments regarding this this announcement? Yeah, Commissioner.
Yeah, very exciting. I love this idea. I think it's very clever, and I can't wait. I mean, we get to vote one more time this year
Right?
too. We get to
And-
vote for the sticker winner, which so it's just a whole year of voting for many of us, which is it's very exciting, and I think it does get people, young people, interested in voting, because many of them are on the cusp of being at the age where they can vote, and so to have an opportunity to sort of engage in this way is really exciting, and it I think it brings some excitement to the voting process, and reminds us, how important it is to do so. So I love it. Thank you for introducing that.
Thanks. Anything else you'd like to share, Commissioner?
Yeah, Tina, thanks for contacting me, and appreciate you being my guest today. And I'm really excited about this. I think you also are doing some paid internships with CSU students. So I just want to say I really appreciate your efforts to engage our youth in the process and helping them learn more, but also just help share how important it is to vote, and all the things that you do for our very safe and secure elections. That I know that is for you, of being in the clerk's office for over 23 years.
24 years.
24 years,
Yes.
yeah. This is really a passion of yours about elections and the clerk's office, and I just want to say thanks. My question is, how are you getting this out to all of the schools? Are you just contacting the school districts, or are you going directly into the art program? How is this being advertised into the schools?
Well, we've reached out to all the high schools in Larimer County. We also hosted an open house on Thursday, and we had members from the schools attend. We gave them packets of printed material. We've also emailed them digital copies of this, and anybody who was not able to make it to the open house. We are mailing them those printed packets for them. We are also, we created or put up a website, a web page for this, and also it's going to be on our social media accounts. And then we do have folks that are reaching out to the counselors at the school so that we can get that word out and get people involved. You know, the other thing that we do is election judges or high school students are election judges, can become election judges, and they can help us with election day activities. And so we do have a few that do that, and I would love to have more. So we've already built these relationships with the school districts, and we want to continue to build that on what we've already have. So we can, and election judges or these student election judges can go out and fill out an application just like you would. It's a paid position, and they can help us out on election day, and we love to have them. They're wonderful.
Well, thank you for coming today. Really super exciting. And I will certainly do my part to kind of spread the word to some folks that I know are connected. And that website is all up and everything's
It's all up, ready to go. We will also have a press release that will be going out today as well.
awesome.
And-
Well, thank you.
I believe you're going to give us a bit of an update on legislation, or I didn't hear that correctly. I thought you might, but I may have misheard that. But before we go there, I just wanted to offer two additional suggestions. One is that if we could get some copies of the packet, hard copies, we actually have our bi-monthly meeting with the county, the city of Fort Collins, and the Poudre School District on Wednesday morning.
Okay.
And typically, folks from the school district are there, including the school superintendent. So I think it would be appropriate to bring this up and hand out some of that information. Secondly, and I presume you're doing this, but to coordinate with with Tom and our public affairs folks, so that we can, assuming there'll be a Facebook post or something like that, then we can get that and we could share it appropriately with our pages to spread the word.
Yep, absolutely. We can get that to you.
And Mr. Chair,
Yes, of course.
it's my mistake. When Tina contacted me, she was talking to me about some bills she was testifying on yesterday about election things, and I kind of blended that all together with the sticker program. So she has been actively representing and trying to make sure that the clerks are represented on some of these bills, and so that's my mistake for blending those together.
So I don't really have any updates other than we're working very hard.
Yes, I believe we can relate to that. The legislature is, as is typical, moving at a somewhat breakneck speed
It is.
with different kinds of legislation, and I'm sure your office and your association is being mindful, paying attention to see what bills might impact elections, and making sure that the intent is good and the implementation is good, and we avoid any unintended consequences.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
So thanks a lot. Have a nice day. And yes, if you could drop off a couple of packets with Lorenda or myself, and we can share those on Wednesday morning, that would be very nice.
I will get it done. Thank you.
Of course. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
Okay. Then we'll move on to, I believe, we don't have any discussion items, which is interesting. And we can now move to the county manager's update. Then we have commissioner activity reports. And then I believe we do have an executive session where no decisions will be made. Lorenda, please.
Thank you, Commissioners. Monthly, the county's leaders get together. We call them the Strategic Leadership Committee. And I just wanted to mention that one of the things that we're thinking about for 2024 is how to support our mid-level leaders across the organization. They can enroll in classes. There's often a lot of courses available. But as a leadership team, we thought, what might we think about in terms of mid-level support so that we really are sending a similar message across the organization. I cannot say enough great things about this leadership committee because it is made up of both department heads who report through you all, as well as the other elected offices. And there's a lot of collaboration that happens there. So we'll continue the discussion next week, but it's an exciting thing to work on, how to support these up-and-coming leaders. The work that they do is so critical to support staff and then to develop them to be the leaders of the future. So that is an effort that we're working on that I'm not sure I talk much about, but it's very important to us as a structure. We also all got to attend the CSU Extension Showcase, and I will let you all talk more about that, but what a great opportunity to highlight some of the good work, the good partnerships, the collaboration across the whole county that this group does. It's a great partnership with the university, and it's wonderful to celebrate that each year. Internally, I meet with the elected offices quite frequently, and it seemed like last week I met with quite a few of them. Assessor Bob Overbeck, Clerk and Recorder Tina Harris, District Attorney Gordon McLaughlin, and the Sheriff John Fayen. So these are great chances to really talk about what's coming, what we can expect, what's happening in their world, especially during legislative times when things are so important to communicate well about. So I appreciate those relationships, as well as I did meet with Fort Collins Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Ann Hutchinson. She and I meet on a regular basis, and they're really interested in participating in some of our strategic planning efforts, which is great. I know you all are interested in engaging the community, and a lot of community partners have reached out, including the Chamber of Fort Collins. I've also met with Johnstown Manager Matt LaSurf, and outgoing Manager Steve Adams, and appointed interim manager Rod Wensing from Loveland as a method of transition late Friday afternoon. So we wish Steve well, and we know that Rod is committed to continuing a relationship with Larimer County that is positive and constructive. So those are the highlights of my week.
Thank you very much, Lorinda. Colleagues, do you have any questions, comments, observations for our county manager? All righty, then we'll move right into the commissioner activity reports. We'll start with Commissioner Shedek McNally.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, colleagues. I know we've all had some busy weeks. I appreciate all your work on behalf of Larimer County. I'll just start. I know we had our retreat, but I'll start with last Wednesday, January 31st. Felt very honored. I'm sorry I missed the annual showcase extension. I actually went back and tried to watch the video, and I heard from, I had several folks in the audience that are friends of mine that shared what a wonderful presentation was and how much they enjoyed it. So I appreciate that very much. But I was down in Denver attending the annual Water Congress meeting, and they had some different tracks and meetings. And so I was down there for the entire day. The first half of the day, I was one of the presenters as we for the Wildfire in Action Wildfire Crisis Strategy and Action track. And when we had some really great presentations and hung out with Chaffee County Commissioner Greg Felt, who's also a fantastic leader in this space. And we had some wonderful dialogues, and it was really a fun morning. Connected with lots of folks, including Mayor Jenny Arndt at the event, and it was a really fun day. I tried to attend some of the other workshops, lots of really useful information. And then we had our full Forest Health Council meeting inside and during the Water Congress annual meeting at the same spot, and we had a room of our own, and that was a very fun and eventful day. I feel very honored to speak alongside some of my colleagues from the Forest Health Council. I chair the Legislative Committee. I was also with the chair of the Forest Health Council, Colorado Department of Natural Resources Director Dan Gibbs, and it was a really great day. And then I drove up to Loveland. They had rescheduled their Martin Luther King Day celebration, which was at Mountain View High School of the Thompson School District. And thank you to Heart and Soul, Thompson School District, and the City of Loveland for sponsoring that, and a lot of other folks were sponsoring that. It was well done. Some of the poems and art were just so touching. There was from kindergarten all the way up to high school, and it was really touched my heart. Mayor Marsh and I gave the open remarks, And then we participated in the Mocambo Dance Company came and presented with their drums, and it was well done. And I appreciate it was a fun time. We had folks from Loveland City Council, the school board, and more. And it was a fun evening. And I appreciate all the work that put into that. So thanks to Heart and Soul, they helped kind of organize that, and we're some of the main sponsors for that. So great work. And then let's see. I just did a lot of, we're looking at some wildfire planning and maybe a mitigation summit in the spring. And so we just had some meetings on Thursday about that. So that was a pretty busy day. And then it was a big day where we had our forest, well, I didn't have our forest, but we went to the CSU for the Year of Democracy conversation, which was with Jane Fonda, an actress and activist for most of her life, and it was quite a fun and interesting time to participate and listen to the conversation with CSU President Amy Parsons. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to go and speak to the President Parsons, some of the students from the student leadership at CSU, and to speak to Ms. Fonda about her work. She had been down in Commerce City and other counties looking at climate work and environmental justice, which resonates with me quite a bit. And then I attended the Friday afternoon along with Representative Kathy Kipp. I appreciate President Simpson for her invitation, but we attended the ribbon cutting for the new Dr. Clarence Holmes Dental Hygiene Suite, which is really a wonderful part of the Front Range campus here in Larimer County. Dr. Clarence Holmes, for those who don't know, was a dentist, was this first ever African-American member of the Denver Dental Society, the second black or African-American black dentist in Colorado. He opened his shop for 56 years in High Points and endured a lot of pushback and racism and harassment, especially from the KKK at that time. He did a lot of free extractions and some care during the Depression. He started the Cosmopolitan Club in Denver, was the founder and president of that for his time. He served that community for 56 years, and he also started the Colorado-Wyoming chapter of the NAACP. So a very prominent gentleman and he really was about having access and the importance of oral health. And so his grandson and granddaughter and their families and great-grandchildren were there for the opening, and they gave some very humorous stories about him. And then we heard from some of the students that are graduating from that program, and it was great to see this wonderful and beautiful suite that also provides low to free care so they can practice, but low to free care for people in the community. And it was very interesting and very wonderful dedication to increase access, and this is a much needed workforce, but also to support students who are going for this great career path. And Delta Dental and the foundation are big supporters of that hygiene suite. And so I know even some folks that I know they're having a hard time hiring hygienists. It's a really well-paying job. And I was really touched by the stories about Dr. Clarence Holmes. And since it's Black History Month, I thought it was so appropriate to share about that today. I learned some things about his history and the things that he did and endured and how he persevered and really focused on helping folks. I had my community conversation on Saturday morning at the Office of Emergency Management in Johnstown, and it was really well attended. We had folks coming from Poudre Canyon and Berthoud and Loveland. It was a lot of fun, and we also gave an update on the Community Master Plan for Behavioral Health 2.0, and everyone left just amazed at what we do with that plan, but also just amazed and lots of positive comments about our Office of Emergency Management. They said they learned a lot. And so that was very heartening to hear, and hopefully they go out and share with others about that. I had some other kind of constituent meetings most of the day on Saturday, and that kept me busy. And then I just think that's all I have to share. I really wanted to share about the new dental suite at Front Range, because it was great to walk around and learn about that. It was very touching. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Stevens?
Yeah, so just a few things. As our county manager mentioned, we had the Extension Showcase on Wednesday, and that was really great. We highlighted some of the work that 4-H does. There are 800 plus members in 4-H, so we're one of the larger 4-H groups of all the counties. And then the work they're doing with Juntos, which is a program that's working on keeping young Latinx students in school and letting them know about career opportunities and college opportunities and how to fill out a college application. And so that's a great program. It looks like they also received a grant from the Bohemian Foundation, and so we'll be getting Juntos into more schools. Right now it's in Poudre High School, but it'll be expanded to all the schools in the Poudre School District, all the high schools in Poudre School District, so that's very exciting. And then just a little bit about the food safety programs that we have at Extension. So those are programs that teach food safety for people who are in the restaurant industry, which is really important. It's a way to keep our communities safe, but it's also a career builder for many people in our community. So great work that they're doing at Extension. I also attended the Martin Luther King Day celebration in Loveland, and congratulations to all the young students who were winners of the essay, poetry, and art contests there. It was a great celebration, as Commissioner Shattuck McNally said. Then we had some transportation meetings on Thursday. The 34 Coalition is humming along. We have a consultant now that's helping with that. They should be in town and looking at that 34 corridor sometime in the beginning of March. So we look forward to welcoming them and having them help us figure out the best way to provide transit on that corridor. At our MPO meeting, we kicked off the 2025 active transportation plan, so we'll be reaching out to communities across the county and across Weld County as well to develop an active transportation plan, so people who are using active modes of transportation like biking and walking, we want to make sure that we have a plan in place for those people to commute and recreate via active modes of transportation. So that's exciting. And then finally, yesterday I testified on 2 bills increasing the use of transit, which extends the free ozone fares throughout the state. Also provides young people under 19 with free transit passes, and is exploring the idea of a statewide transit pass, so you don't have to navigate how to pay for different passes, and if you're trying to crisscross the state or commuting or going to Denver. And so I think that those are all really exciting that passed out of committee. And then the Vulnerable Road Users Bill creates a fund that will add dollars so communities can access safety dollars to address safety in their communities. We know there's been a lot of accidents, some fatalities in our own community with bikers and pedestrians and big cars. So this puts a fee on larger vehicles that will create a fund, and that fund can be used to address pedestrian and bike safety. So that is it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. Just have a couple of items. Indeed, the Extension Showcase on Wednesday was a lot of fun. I think it's been well described. I did get to network with a bunch of folks, and I met the new, I can't remember her name, but I met the new coordinator for the farmers market. So that was nice to make that connection. Then on Thursday, we had our Wellington Community Conversation, and actually we had our county treasurer, Irene Josie, there, as well as Tina Harris, our clerk and recorder, and they did a very good job of first talking about property tax statements, which, if all goes well, they should start being mailed out, I believe, this Friday or so. And so good discussion about what to expect on the property tax statements and some of the legislation and things like the senior homestead tax exemption, property tax exemption, which will help a little bit with the the taxes that we'll need to pay in 2024. And then, of course, Tina talked about elections and all the security measures and election integrity. So it's good discussion. I think there were about 25 folks. And then the only other thing I'll mention, that I attended a networking event on Sunday that was sponsored by the Fort Collins Human Relations Commission and our Larimer County Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Advisory Board was also present, and they were listed on the flyer. But it was a networking event, DEIJ, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and I believe Justice. And so it was a great opportunity to sit at tables with other folks, and it was somewhat facilitated, but just to learn about what all the different nonprofits are doing. They were interested having the county there. Lori Cabster, our assistant county manager, was also there. So I thought that was a good use of 2 hours on a Sunday afternoon. I believe that's all I have. I appreciate everyone listening. We'll now move on to legal matters, and I will, this is where we'll go into executive session. We don't anticipate making any decisions. Therefore, once we go into executive session and have our conversation, then we'll be done. And so, Commissioner Shaddock McNally, would you please offer the motion to move us into executive session?
Certainly. Mr. Chair, I move that the Board of County Commissioners for Larimer County move into executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-402-4B for conferences with an attorney for the purpose of receiving legal advice regarding the proposed plan of reorganization in bankruptcy court by Endo Pharmaceutical.
That is a proper motion. Any further discussion, colleagues? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 That passes 3-0. We'll see you later, Chris.